Hi everyone, welcome back to our Power BI crash course. And if this is your first time in this channel, kindly click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. And also, you can find this playlist, which is Power BI crash course. So the first video, which is data extraction, you can click the video link in the video description to check the first lesson. So in our first lesson, which is we learn how to extract data into Power BI. So now in lesson 2, we will be focusing on transforming and cleaning our data using Power Query. So this is crucial. This is also crucial and very important to ensure data quality before analysis. So let's get started. Why data transformation is important? Why is it important? So raw data is rarely perfect, so it often contain errors, it contain missing values, duplicate, inconsistency or outlier, different things that can affect our analysis, which will also affect our visualization. So it also, our data type might be incorrect, so we need to actually change it into the right data type for our analysis. So Power Query Editor is, I call it the power engine of Power BI. So it Power Query Editor help us to clean and shape data before loading it into Power BI. So common data types, data issue that we can see that we need to correct before we start our analysis is missing value, incorrect data types, duplicate, unnecessary column and inconsistent formatting. So now the first thing now is, this is where we are in Power Query Editor. So like we loaded the last time, that in our last lesson we extracted our data from Excel file and we loaded it into Power Query Editor, and this is where we are. So now, assuming I loaded this data into Power Query Editor and you want to go back to Power Query Editor, let's do that. So let me close this data now, close and apply this data, and then we will now go back to Power Query Editor. So let's close and apply it so that we load it. So now our data has been loaded. We can see our three sheets now. The three sheets in the Excel worksheet, it has been loaded. So now, assuming now we want to now transform we've loaded our data, we want to transform it in Power Query Editor. We want to clean our data in Power Query Editor. So what we do is go to Home tab. You go to Home tab, go to Home tab and click on transform data. You can click on transform data here. Once you click on transform data, it will take you to Power Query Editor. So this is Power Query Editor now. So now we've done that. Now let's start cleaning our data. So this particular data set I'm using might not necessarily need cleaning, but I will just try and use, oh, I will use that to, I will use clean, I will find something to do about it. So now, I'm going to be doing some things, the basic steps of cleaning, of data transformation in Power BI. So I'm going to be doing that. So now, the first thing that we can see in there is, if you have any unnecessary column, maybe let me check through all the data set. So now, if you have any unnecessary column, assuming this, I don't want to see this. Let me go to, this is the first data, auditor. This is auditor name, this is master name, this is master data, and also this is this is quality data. So let's assume I don't want to see the defect. Maybe I don't want to see this defect, I don't want to see it. If a column is not needed, maybe this defect is not needed in my column, I'm just assuming that is not needed in my column, or maybe a column that is added and there is nothing inside that column is not needed in your column. The first thing is to remove it. So now you click on the unnecessary, right click on the column you want to remove, and then remove column. Then you click on remove. If you click on remove column, it will remove the column. If you click on remove other column, it will remove every other column and it will leave that column that you highlighted. So now to go back, like Control C in Excel, so you click on this place. That's how to go back. So if I now want to remove that particular column that I want to remove, I will just remove this. So you right click and you can see different things, different option. This is different option. So remove other column. So now, yes, I want to remove other column, and that's it. I've removed that column now. So now if you want to undo, let's say we are handling missing value, we want to undo missing value. Maybe there is a missing value here, or there is something, an outlier that is not supposed to be there, then you want to replace it with another thing. So now you just right click on that particular or column that you want to replace. So what you just do, you click on replace value. Once you click on replace value, once you click on replace value, what is the value to find? Maybe I'm looking for 5, or I'm looking for 0, then I want to replace it. I'm looking for 0, I want to replace it. Or you are looking for blank. Let's say you are looking for blank, and then and that means there is no blank in this. Let's say you are looking for blank, so there is no blank there. So let's say I'm looking for 0, and then I want to replace it with 1. I want to replace it with 1. So that means it's going to replace everything that is 0, and it's going to replace it with 1. And that's how to remove, or to replace value. So changing data type, that's another thing. To change your data type, so what data type mean is whether your data is in text form, your data is in date format, is in number format, decimal, or percentage. How do you change it? How do you change your data? So Power BI assign default data type, but sometimes we need to change that. So click how to change that. You click on, if I want to change this now, let's say I want to change this to text. This is number, and I want to change this to text. So I'm going to click on the data type here. You can click on this data type icon. This is it. And then I will change it to text format here. I'm going to change it to text format. Yes. So now you can see now that my employee table, you see that it's moved to the left. It's moved to the left because it's now in text format. So that means, let me remove this. Let me remove it so that you can see. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so now before then, you see that this particular text, this particular ID is towards the right. Now when I change it to text format, you can see now it has moved to the left. That means every text, everything on text, anything text format, by default it will be towards the left. And if it is in number data type, number format, it will be towards the right. So that's how to change. So if I want to change this now, if you want to change this again, change this to text format, you change it to text. If I want to change it to, if I want to change it back to or whole number, I'll change it to whole number. If it is decimal that you want to change it, you change it. You change whatever you want to change. Right click on this place, and then you change it to anything that you want to change this to, whether it's decimal, fixed decimal, whole number, percentage, depending on the type of data type that you have. And now the next thing that I'll be talking about is removing duplicates. Removing duplicate. So if maybe you have a duplicate in your value and you want to remove it, you want to remove duplicate, and how to do that is, duplicate record can lead to inaccurate reports, we know that. for some, before you consider a or what's it called, before you consider a particular value, a duplicate, particular something a, before you consider something a duplicate, that means it must be the same across row. So now if I click on this lane now and I will now say remove duplicate, if there is duplicate there, it will remove the duplicate. Now it has removed all the duplicates in this value, it has removed it. So now the next thing again that we'll be talking about is I'm going to be talking about creating a new column. Maybe you want to create a new column, you want to create a calculated column. You can create a calculated column using formula here. Maybe we'll talk about that in our, or when we are doing our analysis. So now that our data is clean and structured, we are ready to load it into Power BI for visualization. In the next lesson, we will learn how to create, we learn how to do our analysis, we learn how to do data modeling, or to model our data suitable for our analysis. So if you find this lesson helpful, give it a like. Make sure you click this like button, share, comment, and also subscribe to my channel, and comment below. Comment below, what's the biggest challenge, what's the biggest data challenge that you faced in Power BI. See you in lesson 3. Bye.